Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for the finale of season 2 of The Last of Us. Last week's episode saw us taking a little trip, a little stroll down memory lane as we kind of got to see the evolution or de-evolution of Joel and Ellie's relationship over the course of their time in Jackson and the complications of the relationship and the beautiful little opening, giving us insight into Joel's home life, what it was like for him dealing with his father, and that whole little echoing idea of passing on, of being a parent, and hoping that the next generation will at least do a little bit better than you did. Learn from your mistakes. We ended just as Ellie is returning to the theater after a little brush with Nora. So, guys, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon or become a member of the channel and get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. That all said out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 7. Here we go.
This is gonna hurt.
It already fucking hurts. Can't let me die.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't.
Listen, if I pull it, it's gonna tear an artery. I need to push it through.
How do you know that? What if it's the wrong way?
I know where the arteries are.
No, you don't. You're not a doctor.
Dina, shut up!
It's like, I need to pass this skill check.
No, have some, okay?
No.
It's gonna help. Have some.
I said no.
Yeah, she can't. He's like, all right. Or do you think he picked up on that just then?
Just do it.
Oh, he just did it. That's the best way to do it, I would imagine, as quickly as possible. Rip that Band-Aid off, so to speak, except this is a big, sharp, pointy Band-Aid inside of you.
What's the name of your horse?
Shimmer, I'm alone. Open the fucking door.
To be fair, he can't know that she didn't get captured and was being coerced to lead them back here.
Where is she?
What happened to you? She's okay. She's in the dressing room. Ellie, where were you?
Taking care of business.
Let me see.
Dina was an adventurer till she took an arrow to the knee.
Sit over there.
Oh, good God. She got banged up.
So you're gonna tell me what happened?
I found her. I found Nora.
Does she know where Abby is?
Yes, but she only said 2 words. Whale and then wheel.
What is happening?
I don't know. Maybe nothing. She was infected. It was already setting in.
She also got bludgeoned to death probably before any of those words escaped her lips.
I made her talk. I thought it would be harder to do, but it wasn't. It was easy. I just kept hurting her.
Did you kill her?
No, I left her.
Yeah, well, maybe she got what she deserved.
That's true. If she didn't die to those injuries, she left her to turn into one of them.
Maybe she did it. It was a long time ago. Before I came to Jackson, there was a Firefly base in Salt Lake City. They had a
Oh,
hospital there. They were gonna use me to make a cure, but it meant that I would have died. And Joel found out, and he killed everyone in the hospital. Everyone. He killed Abby's father. He was a doctor, and Joel shot him in the head to save me.
So that's why they came. Did you know who they were?
But I knew what he did. I'm sorry.
We need to go home.
it's wild how that scenario, that event means so much more, well, means different things to different people. The little reaction there with Dina wrestling with the revelation was really interesting because you could see she was navigating all that intel she just took in, what could have been, what was, what they're dealing with, why they're here, and just trying to process it.
You shouldn't be on your feet yet.
I'll go back to the couch in a second, I promise. Give me your wrist. The other one.
Oh.
It's for good luck. Not sure it's been working for you.
Yeah.
You ever gonna tell me how you found the theater?
We followed the likeliest path into the city. Found the place you stashed Shimmer. She's still there, doing all right. Not that you asked. Then we saw the WLF sign on the TV station, figured that's where you went. Split up a 2-square-mile area around it and began searching. That's how I found the theater.
Oh, you make it sound easy.
It took 2 days. A lot of close calls.
It was not easy is what I'm saying. And fuck you.
Thank you. Look, I know you're angry.
Last night, Dina said, I can't die. Not, I don't want to die. I can't. And then I offered her whiskey and she refused.
Oh, he is good.
That's weird. I don't know why.
Yes, you do. I'm not stupid and I'm not blind. Ellie, I see the way you two look at each other. It's different now. And I bet she even tells you things she wouldn't tell me, like how she's pregnant.
Damn, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're caught now, man.
None of this has to change things between us.
Everything changing doesn't have to change things. How about this for something new? I'm gonna be a father, which means I can't die. But because of you, we're stuck in a war zone. So how about we skip the apologies and just go find Tommy so I can get us and my kid the fuck out of Seattle.
Seeing the dangers and this, just all of the again, it goes back to the reaction, what Joel and Ellie's whole thing has invited into the lives of the people around them. I think that's part of what Dina was wrestling with in the previous scene before they exit. Oh, shit.
We need to move faster.
And then obviously how that affects Jesse and the fact that he's out here and blah, 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 all of that, the trickle down of their actions. And how what Joel did, going back all the way to that, affects, you know, as much as he did that out of love for Ellie to protect him, as I think any parent would if that was their kid in that scenario. When you're not in that box. Oh, we're in the between the WLF and Scars going at it. But how? Like, oh, it's our little, I don't remember his name, the trainee that Isaac saved, his little acolyte. But how their choices affected people outside their circle and having to wrestle with that, you know? Like, she loves Ellie, but then there's that contemplation of what that could have done for the world.
Ellie! What? There were 6 of them, 2 of us. These people shooting each other, lynching each other, ripping each other's guts out. Even the kids. I am not dying out here. Not for any of them. This is not our war.
At least it goes to show that Ellie's still maintaining her compassion and whatnot, you know, as much as she's fixated on her own vengeance, it doesn't change how she feels when she sees others in desperate need or help or danger.
Any word on Abby?
Not since yesterday, and we still haven't found Owen. Mela's missing now, too.
So her entire crew just disappears. Tonight of all nights.
We still have Manny.
Well, we have a lot of Mannies, don't we? And enough Owens and Mells. But only one Abby.
You in love with her or something?
I don't know. You wouldn't be the first old man to...
Okay. No. By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you'll be dead. There's an even better chance I'll be dead. So then what happens to that entire fucking army out there who, despite their badass name, are very much sheep? Who leads them? It was supposed to be her.
Well, she's fucked off, Isaac. So maybe it wasn't.
so if he's not here...
It's gonna be fine. He'll make it back.
Well, what if he's in trouble?
What if? He is in trouble. We're all in trouble. Here we are again. You and me in bad fucking weather. You picked a good one. Should have thought of that.
Listen, about me and her, I don't really know what to say.
Right now, we got a lot of problems. Let me at least just get this one off the table. Yes, I love her, but not the way you do. Remember that group that stopped by Jackson for a few weeks on their way south to Mexico? There was this girl with them. She was selling paintings, like landscapes and shit.
Were they good?
No, I bought 4 of them. That fucking feeling when you're falling for someone and they're falling right back. Best 2 weeks of my life. But she couldn't stay. Didn't want to abandon her family like that. So she asked me to go with them instead. And I wanted to.
Then why didn't you?
Because the people of Jackson took me in, raised me, cared for me. Because everyone there is counting on me to be the next Maria. Because I was taught to put other people first.
Okay. Got it.
That was like a little bit of a call out.
And everyone else is a fucking asshole.
You can make fun of me all you want, but let me ask you this, Ellie. I go with that girl to Mexico. Who saves your ass in Seattle?
It's got a good point. Not a scar.
Sniper. It's gotta be Tommy.
Yep.
Pack your shit. We're going up.
And we're gonna have to speed run a lot of this if this is gonna wrap where I think it's going to. Oh. What Nora said is about to make sense.
If he got there, it means we can too.
The whale.
What?
She's in the fucking aquarium.
Who?
Abby, the one who killed Joel, she's in the aquarium. It's too far to swim. We need a boat.
What are you talking about?
What?
Tommy's over there. That's where we're going.
You don't know that's him.
Yes, we do.
We don't. And even if it is, he's got them pinned down.
For now, they called for backup.
You'd want me to do this. And Jesus Christ, if 3 more people have voted with you, you'd be coming with me.
I voted no.
Ooh.
Why?
Because everything you do for you.
Oh my God.
Ellie.
Oh my God.
Ellie, it wasn't in the best interest of the community.
Fuck the community! All you do is talk about the fucking community, you hypocrite! You think you're good and I'm bad? You let a kid die today, Jesse. Because why? He wasn't in your community? Let me tell you about my community. My community was beaten to death in front of me while I was forced to fucking watch. So don't look at me like you're better than me, or like you'd do anything differently if you were in my shoes.
Joel and Ellie are the same thing, but in a different scale. That's why they've never quite fit in a Jackson either.
I really hope you make it.
Oh God. Well, here's that backup. Oh. That's gonna be a season 3 thing we follow back up on, I'm sure. There's no way we deal with that right now. Yo, what a sight. Yo, look at that backdrop, dude. Well, that wouldn't be terrifying at all. So maybe we are going to deal with that right now.
I'm not from here! I'm not a wolf! Tell them.
Well, that is a haunting sound. Saved by Isaac. See, I thought we would just skip that and just go straight there. I think that was implied enough that we didn't need that little, like, offshoot with Ellie and them. They've been spelling a lot of things out. I guess I'm not too surprised, but we're kind of crunched on time. Nice little detail that she took the time to do that.
Do you even understand what's going on?
I understand everything, but I don't have a choice, do I? It's Abby.
Of course you have a choice, and so do I. And I'm choosing no also because it's Abby.
Fine, I'll do it on my own, like always.
Fuck you, Owen.
Hands up. Where's Abby?
You gotta be kidding me.
That's a very real response right there.
We don't know where she is.
You were just talking about her, so yes, you fucking do. You, bring me that map. You're gonna point to where Abby is. And then you're gonna do it. And it better fucking match.
The little lesson she learned from Joel.
She's gonna kill us either way.
No, I won't. Because I'm not like you.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll show you.
Slowly.
Right in the throat. Oh! Oh! E.
Oh, God. Oh. Knife? Do you have a knife? I wait 30 seconds. Get the fuck over here. Please, please, please. You're gonna take it out. You're gonna get it out. I don't know how to do that. I do. One incision. That's all it is. And then be sure to tie the cord. Work fast. Work fast. Work fast. How deep? Deeper than you think. Which way? Which way?
Well, transfers. Transfers.
What? I don't know what that means.
Love transfers.
Love transfers.
Tell me what that means.
You're doing good. You're doing really good.
Is it out?
She's gone.
Ellie.
Oh, they made it.
Let's go. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Come on.
That was rough, man. They played that so well.
You know, they were part of it too. They made their choices. That's all there is to it.
But Abby gets to live.
Yeah. Are you able to make your peace with that?
Guess I'll have to.
I want to start packing the doubles.
Thank you for coming back.
Maybe I didn't want to. Maybe Tommy made me.
Did he?
No.
Because you're a good person.
Yeah. But also, the thought did occur if I were out there somewhere, lost and in trouble. You would set the world on fire to save me.
I would.
Stand up. Hands in the air or I shoot the torches. Shut the fuck up. Stop. You. Just let him go.
He killed my friends.
No, I did. I was looking for you. I didn't mean to hurt them. I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. I'm the one that you want. Just let him go.
I let you live. I let you live. And you wasted it.
And credits. Or no? Okay, here we go. Okay, never mind. I really thought they'd leave us hanging.
Just let me wake up. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right. It's your funeral if you make them wait.
WLF base camp. Day one. Fuck. All right, man. But the Jesse thing, though, my God. It's just so haunting to me, just how swift, he's just there 1 second, gone the next. Up until this point, Ellie has been given so many chances to turn back. The moment she found out about Dina being pregnant, she could have turned back. The moment that they ran into the stalkers and Jesse showed up and saved them, could have turned back. Obviously, we had to go find Tommy before that to check in and then leave, which is what we went to do. And then, literal fork in the road, she has this choice between going to help Tommy, who we know is pinned down and in desperate need of assistance, as backup is on the way from the WLF to go take out this rogue sniper. Meanwhile, she sees the aquarium. That immediately catches her attention. Whether she's being enabled at a certain point, so by the story that Dina told, or by just the shiny red ball that is just kind of thrown up to catch her attention. Like when they were running away after they got away from the stalkers, and then they were running away from the WLF once they reunited with Jesse. Everything was fine. They were hiding. It would have made sense to go and retreat. But she saw the sign of the hospital, and immediately that took her attention. It's almost as if when things are out of sight, she's able to kind of resist or at least contemplate her actions a little bit more. And that's why, the Dina moment where we had that whole revelation there, and then Dina gave her little backstory that kind of encouraged her, gave her that choice, that option. But Dina did give her that choice, but she was almost kind of encouraged by Dina's own story to keep on going. But then you have this situation where they barely made it out alive. She's sitting there contemplating the next move, and then bright, shiny lights is the hospital. And the moment it's back in her mind, she tunnel visions. She just keeps on doing that. And then it happens again here with the aquarium. She was all for going to meet Tommy, getting him out of the situation, and getting the hell out of there. The second, though, she saw that aquarium and that the chance was there, because she thought the chance had been gone, boom, it's back, and she's there. I think the only reason she even entertained the idea of getting out of there is because it may have seemed pointless at that point to continue on, but each one of those moments, she just kept getting re-encouraged to keep pressing forward and justifying it in any way she can. And the way that Jesse kind of counters her. We got that scene with him in the bookstore and stuff like that, talking about his obligation to Jackson, his obligation to everybody else other than himself, because everybody's looking to him to kind of be the next Maria, like he said, to kind of be the next linchpin that Jackson needs to keep everything going forward. They did so much for him. He's sacrificed his own desires and wants to try to make sure that there's a place for everybody else. He's always thinking about his choices and how those choices are going to affect the people around him. Ellie is so struggling with that because right now she's making her decisions for herself and then seeing how that ripples out and affects and drags in everybody else around her into the wake of all of this chaos, even to the point where she goes into this situation with Mel here, which is very different than how it played out in the game. But in this, they turned Mel into a kind of a mirror reflection of Dina. Like, she died quite literally as an accident, as collateral damage to a choice and a knee-jerk reaction that Ellie made. As a result, she's standing over this woman who's not even thinking about herself in this moment, but about the baby. The last thing on her mind right now is her own safety. She's only concerned with that baby. It goes back to that conversation between Ellie and Jesse. And in this moment, she's seen what has happened. This very well could be Dina's future. This could at some point, as the result of her actions, be Dina that she's standing over next. And she finds herself in this moment, lacking the ability to move forward or to help. And she just lets her drift because she just doesn't know what to do. She's frozen. And it's only after all of this that now, after the little conversation and all of this, that they finally are able to actually talk her into going back to Jackson. But before she could actually turn around and make her way back to Jackson, we hear what happens to Tommy off in the distance. And we run off to see what's going on. Boom, through the door, Jessie gets shot. Her last moral anchor left gets removed from the equation. The only person in all of this has been trying so desperately to ground her and make her think about everything that's going on. He's now gone. Yet another person has been taken from her as the consequences of everything that just happened in this episode has led Abby right to her doorstep. The person she's been trying to find this entire time, and now that is potentially about to cost her Tommy and has cost her Jesse. Dina's upstairs. What is going to happen next as we fade to black, as the gunshot rings, and we rewind time back to Seattle day one to get Abby's side of the story. This is basically where I thought it was going to end. I thought either one of two things was going to happen at the end of the season. Either it was going to end at this fade to black, or it was going to go to the fade to black, and then we will have a little brief rewind and kind of set up the expectation going into season 3. And that's actually the one that we ended up with. Rewinding back to Seattle day one so that we can pick up and see Abby's side of the story from the moment that Ellie arrived in Seattle. In this episode, we could already see that some other things have been going on in the background as we check in on Isaac, as we check on Mel, as we check in on all these different people. There's clearly a story that's been going on. I do have my criticisms about how the game handled it, but I'm curious to see how the show is going to handle things. I'm not fully in love with everything that happened in the season, with the way they kind of restructured some things. I'm still so mixed on putting all of the flashbacks in one episode. There's also a lot of hand-holding for the audience that I've definitely caught on for. I've saw it as a critique by some people on social media and stuff like that. And once I heard that, I can't unhear it. There's so many things that they repeat end on end on end on end that if we're paying attention, we know by now. And it's almost treating the audience like they're not paying attention to the story at all. We're needlessly reiterating or just straight up spelling out subtext. And I don't know if that's just them kind of playing into the Netflix thing where you gotta help the people that are just kind of have it on in the background. Maybe they checked out last week, or maybe they were not, they're watching this while they're cooking or something like that. They're not actually sitting down paying attention, or they're on their phone. But the performances have been phenomenal. The set design has been phenomenal. The bringing to life of this world and the navigation of all of this has been a lot of fun. There's some changes that they've made that I really liked, some that I think improved things, but there's also some questionable ones sprinkled in throughout that I'm still left kind of scratching my head to see if it pays off in some kind of way down the line or what. I don't think so far that it's as strong as the first, comparing this season to the first season. And with season 4 not having officially been greenlit, I'm kind of curious to see how many people, one, has stuck around since Joel's death, because I don't know if those numbers are out in the wild yet, and how many people stick around after the perspective shift to Abby. Again, it's the testament of the game. It's the experiment at play. It's a risky one because it's definitely challenges the person in the driver's seat if you're playing the game, and the person watching if you're the viewer. Can you persist through all of this and make it to the end. I'm just so interested to see how the general audience is going to play along with the journey, with the experiment, because I'm sure a lot haven't, because I already know that some people jumped ship when Joel died, and I'm not sure that they've come back yet or if they're going to. And I'm wondering how many people will stay on board once we shift to Abby. So I'm so curious to see how this is going to play out. But guys, I want to know what you all thought. How do you feel about this episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Benny Share, York, Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crocker, Watchtower, Domi, Gregory Toner, Lily Chanson, and Nikki G. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.